I will say off the rip, trying to break down plays when a team is down 100 points is always a tricky endeavor because like the check factors, you know what I'm saying?
Me and Ant don't argue over shit like this. We didn't argue over shit like this,
In
but
Kenny's mind, what he should be thinking, even though I think he is thinking it, which is why he went where he went, is Ultra just got a 3 down, and they know we're not going to contest this hill anymore. So what Ultra's going to do is Ultra's going to try to take space. They're going to try to either get to new. I can do some of my fucking arrows. Holy shit. Ultra's going to either try to go to new or try to take space because, you know, you're just off spawn. They're going to try to spawn kill you again so they could try to flip. They're going to try to do something with the kills that they got. They just got a 3 down. Ultra's not going to get a 3 down with 18 fucking seconds left and just like, no.
Okay.
So what Kenny's trying to do is play exits here. So like,
which is wrong. Okay, I'm gonna say that.
Was right,
My thought process ain't to play fucking exits.
right?
That's Brendan.
So,
Yeah, but I think to be fair, I think Burrito is what he meant to say is less so exits and more just playing around new. I assume is what Burrito meant based on where Ken's going. Ken's going to guarantee a 1 spot in new, which they need any kind of momentum down 100. I actually don't think that Ken's play is that bad. Like, I don't think this optic setup is like too terrible. They're guaranteeing that they're going to hold this back here.
Who the fuck playing exits?
Right, so like someone's watching like bottom bed push. Someone's watching like top stairs.
but I think
If I'm playing exits, I would have went front door of the fucking old hill.
Yeah.
click in his head.
I agree with Ken.
Like the amount of time that he's like spending that much, but I mean, it's pretty like self-explanatory on its own. Or from that, if
you don't know it,
so,
the motherfucker saying they self-explanatory don't know it. So how is it self-explanatory? How can it be self-explanatory if you don't even know it and you the one spewing the bullshit? Listen, I don't know this guy like that. I don't really watch his clips like that, but like this is the first shit I saw when I woke up. No bullshit. This actually woke me up like Undertaker. Like I was low-key tired as fuck, and I'm like, whoa, I can react to this shit on stream. Let me get the fuck up. Hold on.
Oh my gosh, like, Jason.
Ow now, brown cow. I feel like we're overreacting about a play when Optic's down 100 points. On some real shit. Yeah. I mean, look, there's a couple of issues here. And I want to skip towards, it's really near the tail end of this, the 30-minute video.
This is what I knew.
that is the worst timing ever.
Timing?
Motherfucker, you was aiming that shit before he had turned the corner. You're talking about timing. I don't think this nigga's circle button is working properly.
Bro,
Yeah.
Talk about bad timing.
This a nigga who
See, make
analyzed
sure
a
I'm-
gameplay.
I mean, listen, Ken's my client. I will say, for transparency reasons, Ken is my client these days. And I think my client, by the way, will be getting on a great team next year. He's going to be a quality piece on what I think is going to be a championship winning roster. But I always find it, with respect to my client, I, as you guys know, am not a fan of like, listen, I think Burrito's point about Ken's play on Skyline is taking a little too far, which is fine. Like, he'll be yapping in content and videos, whatever, shit happens. But I think then going after him for just not being like a professional player and not having pro style aim is like, I don't know. I feel like that's a low blow out of the pros. And they do this shit a lot, bro. And I find it a little disrespectful. I understand where they're coming from, right? Because in their eyes, they're not fans of, this is like anyone who's a coach in the league who wasn't like a former pro player has had to deal with this. Like it's tough to get the respect of professional players if you've never been like a top tier professional player. And I watch a lot of Burrito's content, and I'll be honest, like I think for the most part, you know what I'm saying? I'm think for the most part, like I think Burrito's on point. Like everybody else, and something that like things that I've had to learn, and Joel's getting to that, is like I think one thing that when we talk about in the flank a lot, and the thing that I've learned over the years, okay, I've tried to be much better about it, is every time we watch a clip or breakdown gameplay, I try to wipe my mind of the arrows and the X-rays that we're seeing on the map, and try to understand and put myself in the shoes of like what information does the player we're trying to break down actually have, because they can't can't see shit through a wall. So look, I think this is one of those half and half situations. I think Burrito makes great content, and I don't know if you saw, but fucking Burrito is definitely doubling down on this shit, which I tip, because now Ken's giving him a fucking platform, right, by cooking him. Now Burrito is going to do his whole thing where he's now going to do a victory lap about it. So that's just kind of how it is, And look, everybody's got bad takes. I'm friends with Chelly, and Lord knows that some of Chelly's COD takes this year have been fucking dog shit, okay? Now, Burrito apparently did get in, I don't know. Apparently Burrito said something.
I'm gonna send Paco break to hill here. I'm gonna send Paco break to hill here. Yeah, look, so Paco break to hill.
That's crazy. I'm like arguing with trash cans, dude.
Fuck. I think
I'm literally arguing with
30 to
I'm literally arguing with 0.7s, bro. Like,
all right, well, I think roasting Ken and calling him a trash can is a little disrespectful. I'm not gonna lie.
how did my life come with this,
You should
bro?
have just sat on near right there.
Like, I'm trying to argue with good players, bro.
I don't see nothing.
I'm trying to argue with fucking Shotzi. Like, can I argue with Shotzi? Why am I arguing with 2.7s? Like, I don't want to do this.
All right. Listen, with respect to Burrito, I will say, I think roasting Ken and calling him a trash can is a little disrespectful. Again, for transparency's sake, Ken is my client. I have a lot of respect for Ken. Did Ken play his best COD last season? Probably not. But I think calling him a trash can is a little disrespectful. Okay? Link the clip. Textiles, link the clip. I think that's a little disrespectful. Now, Burrito definitely feels some type of way because it is a classic case of like, Ken's on a rant. Dante did his thing where he comes off the top and says a bunch of stupid shit. That's classic Dante. Whatever, it's funny. But like, calling Ken a trash can, I don't, even if I was or not, Ken's agent, like, I have a lot of respect for the way that Ken looks at COD. I have a lot of respect for his work ethic. I think calling him a trash can is a little disrespectful. Okay, I think it's I think I know Burrito's trying to make the most of it now, but I think you should, I think calling Ken a trash can's maybe a step
This
too
is a
far.
waste of my time. It's a waste of my time.
Nah, I don't think so, bro. I don't think Burrito. I think Burrito, if you watch his content, I think for the most part, look, everybody's got good takes and bad takes. Like, bro, you can't be the ass of COD and also posting your opinion online. You can. Who cares? Who fucking cares? I think Burrito's content's good. I think him criticizing Ken for some of these plays, I don't agree with him, but that's content. You don't have to agree with everything you watch. Well, hold on, let me phrase that a little better. As someone who's like him trying to be an analyst and aspiring pundit, you're not going to hit 100% on all your takes. I say some stupid shit on stream all the time, but sometimes I hit. And that's just kind of how it goes. And honestly, pro players are the other side of that coin. I'll be honest. Pro players have said a lot of stupid shit in the last year. Okay? For example, Ken's former teammate Dylan Envoy had probably one of the worst takes of the year. Okay? Not to single out Dill, but like, it goes both ways, bro. Pro players aren't infallible. And on the flip side, if you're a content creator and you're being an analyst and you're trying to break down gameplay, you got to also, be cognizant of the situation of the gameplay you're breaking down. What's the score like? How much information do they have? Like, sometimes you're just in the blender. It's just maybe the team isn't communicating correctly. Like, there's a lot of situational 50-50s that fucking happen in COD, and you got to make a split-second decision. And sometimes you're not given all the information, and like you're going to make the wrong choice. So I think, and I agree, Javed, I think there's one of those situations where I don't think anyone's right. I think Ken obviously is kind of, and Ken's obviously doing a little bit of content tour, which I hit. I like that in the off season for him. It's good brand building. And Burrito's now going to fucking dig in on this because now he's got good beef with Ken. So, I think it's funny. I think it's good content. You guys complain we don't have good off season content. Well, here it fucking goes. So. Anyway, that was my thoughts on the Burrito thing. So if he's on later, well, maybe I'll try to mediate their fucking situations, you know?
And just can't connect the shots in the Tech 9. So, you know, Tyloo getting quite a number of kills, getting into bomb plant situations, but just unable to get it over the line and get a gun round win here. So 5 rounds in a row now for Astralis. They are
at this point, he's just digging himself. Bro, I don't think, I'm going to be honest, I don't think in my eyes,
this is the map that
I don't think Burrito's losing as much credit as you think it is. I do think
we know Astralis traditionally
that beefing with Ken is not particularly wise, and my you know, my advice to him is to, you know, talk it out with Ken a little bit. But no, I think he's gonna actually probably, you know,
a chance to catch
get a little bit, some more followers out of this, you know.
Spiraling out of control.
Tyloo versus Straws, who wins?
Attacker 1-8, Mosey 1-7.
Bro, I don't know, dude. I don't trust either of these teams, to be honest.
So
you see what Shroud said? No, I didn't. I want to watch the Shroud clip. I saw it on the timeline.
Efforts toward that A bomb site.
Yeah, I mean, Burrito's got good content, bro. Like, I like his content, bro. He's got a good approach and like a fairly good, I think, understanding of a lot of like micro situations that people don't, you know, saying you link it.
Alleviates a lot of pressure across the map.
But I do think like his criticism of Ken on that fucking one play on a P3 on Skyline is like.
Here's the boost up on top.
Sib didn't post VOD, but he called Beans top 5. Well,
Device confident enough to try and fight
Dante
him, but
be
Jamyang is
yapping
taking
too,
Stare out of the equation. So 4v4 after the initial banana
but that's
fight.
his brand. Dante be yapping, dude.
Take it.
That's kind of how it goes with
A lot of
Dante.
damage en route. Attacker and
It is what it
Jamyang
is, you know.
And I've commentated a lot of Jamyang and Inferno. This is one of the maps he doesn't really pop off on because he's given that.
Dante always says what's on his mind. That's like a lot of respect for Dante.
Normally gets blown up by
Keeps it a buck.
One of the few maps he might
Oh, Burrito called Beans top 5? Yeah, I don't know if I heard that. I think Ben's good. I think with Ben, that's a little bit frustrating, is I think that potential with Ben is there, bro. I don't know if you guys remember, this year not as much. But last year, Ben was good for like one absolute takeover map of series.
Sometime.
Not coming back over
So like, like Ben has got like some crazy potential, but like,
they've got 50 seconds.
I don't think he's realized it yet in a significant way. And unfortunately, I would love to know what went south of this Toronto situation they want to move on from. It was a great defensive opportunity.
Clean on the first attacker
Oh,
going
nice
down.
swing.
Jamyang to toppling. He knows exactly where
Swing
Mercury is.
up.
He's not going to allow him to get into the site because
Super jack.
Yappy is on the shutdown.
Okay, he is looking like he's in God mode right now. That pit
Yeah,
position. has
D-Real,
been
I
completely
feel you on
locked
that.
down. Yabby with another 3-piece.
I
managing
think
to deny the plant
for
as
him,
well.
I would
The
say,
first man
like,
advantage they've had in some time, Dinko.
the efficiency conversation is going to be really tough
did well to get that banana
if you're just
control.
like
That man advantage
pulling a
was
random
so promising.
situational
That's
from when the
Hooksy
team is down 100.
made one of the
Like,
first mistakes we've seen from Astralis so far.
oh no.
Swings out of
I feel like
line,
he's
but gets
overthinking that
nothing
one.
for it, but Yabby completely shuts them down. Wow.
Yeah, Nero and I talked it through it with Dill. We're good.
They're all in.
I got love for Nero, bro.
Means there'll be a compromise
This
by
one
us at the very least, and now a compromise set up.
I don't have beef with any pro players, just MC, bro.
Attacker. Early casualty
I don't got beef
taken.
with MC either, dude.
6 rounds in a row against them.
Nah, I think Burrito's just trying to play a character at this point, Joe, which is fine. Like, that's kind of how you have to do in today's content game.
What you were just saying in the last round,
you know?
right? Like,